Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you that I'm going to start a money or finance series where I'm going to talk about everything related to finances, how I'm saving, and any money challenges that I do as well. So my money journey has started pretty far back, but I feel like I became more serious about it in the past 2 years, ever since I moved out of home. And I have learned so much about how to budget, how to prioritize my money, and also a little bit of saving tips as well. So yeah, I hope you guys like these types of videos. If you do, let me know in the comment section or give this video a like. If you moved out of home, you probably have to balance your work, your social life, and also personal hobbies and things that you want to do, like traveling. So I feel like there's so many things to consider at this age when you are trying to manage your money. So it is so helpful to have a sort of a plan or some systems in place. So yeah, if you haven't checked out my videos where I talk about how much I spend or also how I budget my salary for the month, please check those out. I also provide a Excel template where you can use to budget your money, and that's kind of what I use to budget my own money. I do track my expenses on a daily basis. So what I do is every time I spend something, I will put down how much I spent. I have different categories. So for example, if I bought something from a restaurant or a cafe or something, I'll put it down in my eating out category, and then throughout the month I will track how much I spend in that month, and then it will allow me to see where I spend my money and where I want to cut down on, or what is important to me. So I have my notes down here where I'm just going to go through some of the money lessons that I've learned, and along the way I'm going to be sharing you some of the tips that I have for anyone out there who wants to start on their money journey. So I feel like living in Sydney right now, with the cost of living, it can be pretty tricky, honestly, to afford groceries and on a weekly basis, and especially with the rise in cost of everything. You can really see, when we go to Woolies and Coles, it is so expensive compared to what we saw back in the days. So I just wanted to share with you that I'm also a fan of Aldi as well. So Aldi is a supermarket like Woolies and Coles, if you guys don't know, if you guys are not from Sydney, Australia. And it is a lot cheaper than Coles and Woolies because it's a lot smaller brand, and they don't really sell the big brands in stores. So there are less options, and a lot of the commercial products are cheaper. So I went last week and I realized that a lot of the commercial products are way cheaper than in Woolies because it's not branded. So don't fall in the trap of getting just branded products. Sometimes it's okay to just get the home brand in Woolies or Coles, or just go to Aldi and get a product that doesn't really have a well-known brand. And to be honest, there's not much of a difference I see. But if you really can't find something that you want, probably go to Coles or Woolies. But I wouldn't say it's necessary, and I am going to try to, from now on, shop at Aldi as my main supermarket. And if they don't have a certain thing that I want, then I'll go to those two big brands. Another thing I found that because there's less options in Aldi, I do find myself not staying in the supermarket for that long. I don't really have to decide which product I have to get. and I just end up like not buying things that I don't need. So I think that's a good option if you're someone like me who tend to like fall in the trap of like buying things that I don't need and just because it's on sale. But to be honest, lately the sales in Coles and Woolies hasn't been the best. Their prices have always been pretty high, so it doesn't really make a difference to me. Another thing that Coles and Woolies have is Woolies has a rewards card and Coles has like their own loyalty rewards cards. I do use both of them. I would say Coles has a better card because I do get a few discounts there and there when I do have enough points. But with Woolies lately, for the past year, I haven't really got any benefits from their card. So yeah, that's something you have to take in consideration as well. Another challenge that I have been doing since the beginning of this year is trying not to buy clothes that I don't need or accessories that I don't need. So for me, I had this habit of going out on the weekend to the shops with my sister and we would just go around and just browse, but it's so easy to just buy clothes and that has just been a way to de-stress. But I am past that point where I really need to like buy clothes to make myself happy. I realize it's just temporary happiness and I don't really need that many clothes. I'm someone that rewears my clothes quite a bit, especially if it's just basic tops or bottoms. So I feel like this year I am going to put in the habit of not spending my money to just de-stress, especially like spending money on makeup or skincare that I don't need, or clothes, because I do fall in those traps. So yeah, lately I have just been like not buying any clothes unless it's like ripping apart or there's like a hole or something. And lately I've made a big purchase and that's just my work bag, which I will use for my travel as well. So since I saw my bag ripping apart, I'm like, okay, I think Cindy, you need to get a new one. So unless it's ripping apart, I try not to buy anything new. It isn't, I guess, the best strategy, but it works for me because I feel like if I have too many options, too many bags or too many options in terms of clothes, I tend to like feel like I don't have enough or I always need more. But you don't really need more. Like, I don't think anyone really cares. And as you get older, you just realize that it doesn't matter what you look like and how, like, it doesn't actually matter at the end of the day. Like, no one would care. No one would keep track on what you're wearing like every day. If you do work in the office and you want to just like look different every day, you can just change the bottom or your top, but it doesn't really matter if you have like a whole different outfit. I honestly don't think it's necessary, but yeah, like if shopping is really your therapy, I think there are ways to shop cheaper. So yeah, another thing that I have been doing quite a lot ever since I moved out is cooking at home. I would say my relationship with cooking and meal prepping has been a work in progress. I think it's because ever since I moved out, cooking has been feeling a little bit like a chore rather than something that I enjoy doing. But I think lately I've been trying to be more creative and try to enjoy the process of cooking, because cooking myself a like homemade meal is actually a form of self-care for me. It makes my body feel good. I feel very loved when I eat home cooked meals because I put a lot of love when I am cooking. It's a lot of effort as well, and whenever like I have home cooked meals or someone cooks for me, I really feel like the effort that is put into it. So I've been trying to enjoy the whole process. It's a lot cheaper also to cook at home and eat leftovers as well. So what I do in the week is I usually would freeze my meats and would defrost it when it's time for me to cook, because I noticed that a lot of the stuff does get pretty bad by the end of the week if you're not cooking it. I also try to cook at least 2 meals a week. Because I do eat my own food alone, I'm the only person that eats my own food. I guess I don't share it with anyone. I don't feel the need to cook that often. So what I do is I kind of cook it in a batch, and I feel like 2 to 3 meals usually is enough for me. But I usually cook 2 or 1 even, and then other days I really try to see what's in my fridge and then just cook something quick. And on the other days, especially on Friday to the weekend, I usually don't eat at home, so I would, all the money that's saved, I would just use that on the weekend, because I do live with my landlord. I don't really see my family and friends that much throughout the week, so I would use that time. I use my weekends for, you know, people that are important to me, so I can catch up with them. And yeah, another thing that I do is to bring my lunch to work. I rarely buy lunch out. Before my career transition and I was working at OT, I would have moments where I would buy lunch like almost every day, and it got so expensive. So ever since I changed my career, I would never buy any lunch unless I really don't have an option. But yeah, what I do is I just whatever I cook for the week, I would leave a portion for my lunch. So usually I do have about 3 portions for 1 meal, and then on the Wednesday that I go in, I would eat my leftovers, and this has been like a game changer. The only thing that I do spend on an office day is on coffee, and that's because in the corporate world we do go on coffee runs. I feel like it's in any work culture really, but that's definitely in our culture. We would go for coffee runs, and I really enjoy that social aspect, so I try to just, you know, leave some money for coffee for the week. And I do love my coffee. So this is kind of counteractive, but I would say throughout the week I try not to buy any coffee if I'm at home. So I would make myself some decaf coffee with instant coffee, and I would also make my matcha lattes. I've also been liking hojicha tea as well, but I would definitely recommend you to buy those Kmart milk frothers. It is a game changer for me because it makes my drink so much better and more fancy. But yeah, if you guys don't have like a coffee machine, check that out, and you can really elevate your drinks at home so you don't feel the need to go out to get coffee, especially if you live close to a coffee shop. So the next thing that I've been doing this year, that I've started doing, is to save money for big expenses. So for me, my biggest expense I would say is my car. I have a car insurance, my registration, and pink slip, green slip, things like that, and also servicing. Because I do use my car a lot, and especially when you live in the suburban areas of Sydney, transportation isn't the best, so that's why I have my car. And yeah, it is my baby, so I do spend quite a lot of money on it just to maintain it and things like that. I don't do anything too fancy, but yeah, I do put in money every month, every time I get paid, to go towards my car expenses. And another big expense that I have started to save for is for my travels. So I am planning to go to Japan by the end of this year, and yes, it is quite exciting for me because it's going to be my first time traveling to Japan. So I am so excited. I already booked So yeah, I booked out my flights and hotels, and so I have been saving a big chunk of my salary into my Japan trip as well. So yeah, I think if you have any like big expenses coming up, I definitely recommend putting a portion of your salary into your big expenses, so you don't have to tap into your savings, like your emergency saving. If you guys haven't watched my other videos, but I actually broke down my different expenses into flexible expenses, fixed expenses, and now I have an additional bucket which is called big expenses, and another one which is called my travel expenses. So it really helps me figure out like what are the different buckets of expenses that I have, so that I don't overspend on other areas. So I guess the last thing that I wanted to talk about are activities that don't involve money, so no spending activities. Lately I've been doing a lot of walking and also hiking and being outdoors with my boyfriend, so that has been super fun for me. I have always liked being outdoors. When I go on like solo dates, I will take myself to the local park and I would just have a picnic with myself, and I would read, and I'll probably like eat at home, and then I would just grab a coffee, and that has been the best, I guess, way for me to save money but also do like some self-care for myself, because I really enjoy being outside, and I really like just watching people and watching dogs and being in nature. So that's kind of my way of not spending money and enjoying myself. I wrote down here some ideas that I have. So hiking, I said, going to the beach, coastal walks, dancing. If you like dancing, you can actually just watch a dance video on YouTube or learn it with an app, and then you can just practice it outside, or if you're brave enough, and yeah, just find ways to do it without spending money and going to a class. Another way is, if you like working out, you can also work out outside. I haven't really tried that, but I've tried working out, I guess, just at home. Another thing that I put down is singing in the car, so car karaoke. So yeah, I feel like karaoke is fun at like a karaoke place, but it's so much more fun when you're in the car with your friends, just singing or using like YouTube. There's like karaoke videos, karaoke lyric videos. So yeah. Another one I have down is local parks and local gardens. So all of this is like free of access. In Sydney we do have a lot of gardens that are free and that are maintained by the community or by the council, so it's really nice that we have access to them. Yeah, I have checked out a local one near me, and it was really surprising to see how well maintained it is, and they even have like koi fish, so it was just really like a nice place to just check out. And these are things that don't cost any money as well. Another thing I have down is free museums and art galleries. So if you're someone that likes art or just like learning about history or things like that, definitely recommend it. I'm definitely a big fan of art, so yeah, I really love going there, and it's free entry as well. So yeah, there's so many things out there that doesn't cost money. So yeah, if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comment section. So yeah, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I just wanted to also add in that it's okay to splurge sometimes and to spend your money on things without much thought into it sometimes, because I feel like life is very short, and when you're going out to eat with your loved ones, I think it's okay to just treat yourself or treat them. And it's just like, as long as you know that you have, in the long run, you have enough money to sustain your lifestyle, I think it's okay to just make those big purchases. And another thing that I really realized recently is, in your late 20s, it is really about enjoying your life and to take risks and to do things that you probably won't be able to do when you will be able to do, but it's just a lot harder when you're in your 30s and you have more responsibilities. You might have a mortgage, you might have a child and family to take care of, so there's so many other expenses. So I feel like this is the best time for you to just enjoy life, and that's something that I am definitely doing. Of course, I do make sure that I have my emergency savings just in case, you know, that I can't work for a bit or I end up having to move again. So I think really think about your situation. I'm not a financial advisor, but so don't take my advice as like, just take it as a grain of salt. But yeah, really enjoy what you have and spend your money how you want, what's important to you. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.